Von Raschke currently holds that title. However, Von Raschke is taking a page, if you will, out of your book in trying to get somebody else to eliminate you before he has to have a title defense.
Well, Baron Von Onionhead, it is Baron Von Onionhead may have a plan in mind, but darling, believe me, like I said before, I am the greatest all-around athlete of all time. I'm the most intelligent. I'm the richest. I'm the prettiest. I'm the sexiest. And it's true that Idlemania is the hottest thing in this country. And Onionhead, what you have in mind, believe me, will fail.
Well, he seems very, very confident that he's going to be able to ring in other people to stop you in your tracks before you get a chance to get back for that title.
People have tried to stop me ever since I stepped foot here in Georgia, and the list goes on and on. You can name them from A to Z. You've had the Funks. You've had the Armstrongs. Remember the Armstrongs. You've had the Briscoes. They've all come in, but Austin Idol still is here, and in Marietta tonight...
You and the Angel, and I think he's a paid assassin, if you will.
I don't care what he is. As far as I'm concerned, the Angel is floundering, and he is looking to try to make a reputation for himself by knocking off the greatest. And believe me, in Marietta tonight, when all the women stand up on their feet and they scream, "We love you, Austin Idol," Angel, it's just a matter of time before... Terry Taylor, referee is Broadway.
Mr. Gordon Soley, it was my opinion that Mr. Dusty Rhodes was to appear here today. Well, I want to know where Mr. Dusty Rhodes is. I know you being a direct pipeline to Rhodes. Certainly Rhodes should have been here because I know you told him that we were going to be here. That's exactly why he is not here. Bearing out once again what I have said many times in the past about Dusty Rhodes, that when he knows the assassins are on the scene, he conveniently finds an excuse to place himself elsewhere. Only bearing out again what I've said. He doesn't have the guts to face the assassins because he knows that he's a marked man. Where are you, Rhodes? Where are you?
Well, thank you very much, the assassins, and let's move along with our first match. Terry Taylor going up against Chuck Polk. Terry Taylor, a Rookie of the Year, in the blue trunk. Good reversal by Taylor. Goes into a hammerlock on Charlie Fulton. And Fulton moves into a good situation to a top wrist lock, but it was Taylor breaking it up, a forward leg trip that takes Fulton to the canvas. Fulton now goes for a side headlock. Back into the ring ropes once again. Terry Taylor in the blue trunks circles his man, Charlie Fulton, in the red trunks. Taylor, good arm drag takedown on Charlie Fulton. Referee checking now on Fulton as Taylor keeps the arm barred. Into the ropes, Taylor hurdled off. Good shoulder smash. Taylor moves off again. Good reversal there. High hip toss by Taylor. Another arm drag takedown on Fulton. Taylor, thus far, would have an edge in takedowns. Scoring this in points, Taylor would be slightly ahead at this point. Fulton now regaining his feet. Obviously trying to figure his strategy against this young man, Terry Taylor. Taylor very quickly, well, we see some folks there from Geneva, Ohio. Our audience today. Good shoulder smash again by Taylor. Taylor. Fulton tried to upend him, but Taylor pressed the advantage. Another arm drag takedown, and Fulton back back to the canvas again. Taylor has maintained a steady concentration in his attack on Charlie Fulton. Fulton caught him. Cheap shot on the break. Back of the fist to the side of the head of Terry Taylor. Fulton now with a forearm to the side of the head. And Taylor staggered up against those ropes, caught with a snap mare, taken to the canvas, a lateral press. And it is Taylor powering out before the count of 3. Fulton again moves in, brings him up. Another full body slam. And Fulton down. Taylor rolled out of the way just in time. Taylor brings him up. Full body slam. Crashes down with that knee into the chest into a lateral press. Again, Fulton powers out before the count of 3. Taylor got him coming off the ropes. Now into a lateral press. And again, Fulton powers out. Fulton. One to the midsection of Terry Taylor. Hard right forearm to the side of the head. Another one to the base of the skull of Taylor, and Taylor could be in trouble here. A snap mirror that takes him to the canvas. Into a rear chin lock by Charlie Fulton. And Taylor beginning to have his problems now as Fulton has taken the very best that Taylor has had to offer thus far and has come back very, very strongly. Referee checking carefully, watching carefully. Fulton keeps that rear chin lock. You hear the crowd picking up a chant now. Let's go, Terry, let's go. Into a top wrist lock, and Taylor now loses that one to Fulton as Fulton got some extra leverage that time, and the referee caught him at it, however, and forces the break. Taylor through the midsection, another to the midsection, one to the side of the head. And now Taylor appears to have lost his temper, brings him up. A full body slam. Taylor in a lateral press. And again, Fulton catches Taylor coming in. Arm whips him across the rope. Caught him with a forearm coming in. A reversal now. Pinfall. Beautiful pinfall by Terry Taylor. Excellent pinfall. I'm going to try and have a word with him for just a moment. Right now I have with me the Georgia Junior Heavyweight Champion, and hopefully next week we'll be making the official presentation of that belt.
Well, thank you very much, Gordon. You know, since I've been to Georgia, as you know, better than anybody else, they bring the best talent in the country and the world here. And this man right here, I'm very high on him. I mean, the people in the wrestling business are high on this man. He's got it all, Gordon. And right now, I think the people in Georgia and the people around the country are going to see a budding young star in Terry Taylor.
Well, there's certainly no question about that. Terry Taylor, of course, the Rookie of the Year, and a very, very impressive win over Charlie Fulton just now. And I'm going to give Terry a chance to regain his breath. But I might just point out that as the Georgia Junior Heavyweight Champion, you're going to have to take on all comers.
Well, I certainly am, and it looks right here that he'll be the #1 contender. And there's a lot of good junior heavyweights around, Dutch Mantell, Eddie Mansfield. But Terry right now is in the driver's seat, #1 contender, and I'm looking forward to it because I know now that I'm a champion, I'm going to have to be a champion. I'm going to have to fight everybody and wrestle everybody that comes along.
And friendship means nothing at that point.
Well, Gordon, it's like this. When I step in the ring and I look across the corner and there's a man in there, I don't have a friend because it's my business. And I'm out there for one reason, and that's to win, because I have to make a living, and I try to make the living the best way I can, and there's no such thing as friendship in the ring.
Terry, tomorrow night at the Omni, you're going after Kevin Sullivan in the Junior Heavyweight Championship.
Yes, sir, Gordon. It's a pleasure to be here, I'd like to say, first of all, in the Georgia area. But I feel thrilled to be here in the Omni, especially against a man of this man's caliber. I just feel that I've worked hard, and I'm lucky to be able to wrestle this man for the Junior Heavyweight title. And I want Kevin to know that I'm not going to go in there and lay down. He's going to have to defend that title. He's going to have to work because the best man is going to win.
And it's all going to take place tomorrow night, 7:30 at the Omni here in Atlanta. Who is completely and totally wild and unpredictable, Mr. Dick Slater. Let's listen to those words.
Yes, I would like to hear that.
And I'm going to tell you something right now. In the Omni, Mark Lewin, you want to get down and you want to wrestle me? You want to wrestle me? That's fine with me. If you want to get crazy, well, I am the original nut of all nuts, Mark Lewin. And everybody in the state of Georgia knows Dick Slater. When he wants to get crazy, he can do it. This man...
Power slam. And they have the pinfall. They have the pinfall on Jim Nelson. And Sullivan jumps the assassin. An exchange of words, and Sullivan jumps the assassin. Now the second assassin is in there catching Sullivan. And Kevin Sullivan, the Boston Battler, caught in a tough situation here as both assassins now putting the boots to him, and Kevin Sullivan helpless on that canvas now as they continue to plant the boots in him, the referee trying to break it up. And now they have him, they're double teaming again. Marvin Turner comes out there, he's caught by the assassin. And somebody's going to have to restore law and order here. The assassins now totally demolishing. Wait just a minute. Austin Idol has just charged the ring. Austin Idol has just charged the ring. And I don't think either man really realized what happened there. And Kevin Sullivan, well, I'll tell you what. The man obviously was helping you, Kevin, not trying to hurt you. He was out there after the assassin.
What's going on here? Gordon, I've had a lot of strange things happen to me lately, but this is it. I've never had this man come in the ring except to try to kill me. The only thing I've ever done to this man is try to kill him. I don't know why he's coming.
He was trying to help you. There was no question in my mind about that. Obviously, your sense of fair play came to the fore.
Look, I admit right now openly, I've done perhaps more dastardly things in wrestling than any wrestler alive or ever lived. And you better remember one thing, too. You've done just as many dastardly things in this wrestling world as I have, but I'm not apologizing for anything but one thing I regret. The only thing in wrestling I regret is breaking your brother's leg, and if I can help repay that, I'll do it every chance I get.
Well, an interesting situation. We'll be right back. Mike Davis came out here to... Hey, wait a minute! The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, is on the scene. Dusty Rhodes is on the scene. There's no question about that. They've got Rhodes down on the canvas. He came in trying to help Mike Davis, and Rhodes smashed into that concrete. And referee Ron West trying to break it up. We've got Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, being set upon by both of the assassins. Another headbutt. Rhodes battling away now. Rhodes has a severe laceration. Wait a second now. Don Diamond, Tommy Rich, Kevin Sullivan. They're all here. Rhodes still trying to battle. And Rhodes fighting, not even aware of who he's fighting against now. Swinging at everybody. And I can understand that. They're fighting Dusty Rhodes. And now his senses returning. They're beginning to convince him now that they are there to help him, certainly not to interfere with him. Mike Davis being helped up. And Dusty Rhodes now asking where they went. And I'll tell you what.
I got something for them. They gonna find out. I got somebody in mind. This is getting ready to get awful funky, damn it.
I'll tell you what, I've seen Dusty Rhodes mad, but I've never seen him quite as that look in his eye, maniacal gleam indeed. Let's move along. Let's move to our next match, and here's our ring announcer.
This match will be one fall with a 10-minute time limit from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing in at 240 pounds, Dennis Condrey. His opponent from Atlanta, Georgia.
Watching me right now is the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and Dusty, I don't know what to say.
I made it a point throughout my illustrious career to do what the people wanted. Now, for 2-3 weeks, they've been out here wanting some of me. Now, let me tell you what's going on. About a year ago in a parking lot right here in Atlanta, Georgia, there were two mean, evil men jumped on my... And this is nationwide. We're going right into Hawaii right now. We're going right into Columbus right now. We're going right into Atlanta right now. So the thing about it is, I have made my mind up because the people told me who I should get just as funky and as bad as I am. Freddie Miller, where's Freddie Miller? Freddie Miller, where's he at? Bring him in now. Freddie, I sent Freddie to talk to the man. I want to know what he said. This is his chance. If he wants to stand up, and if he wants to get down, and if he wants to be a man, then I want him out here right now. You got it if I want him right now. Because this has gone too far, Daddy. And God, you know I can take care of my own. I'm right here if he wants it. I'm right here. Offer up my innocence. Offer up my innocence. And I'll pay you back in scorn if you mess with me.
Well, I, for one, know that with these assassins, you have no recourse except to bring in... Wait a minute.
There he is right there. That's the man. That's the man right there, old Anderson. I'm going to put my hand out. I'm going to put my hand out. If you take it, then you're committed. You're committed to doing whatever needs to be done. And there it is right there. Commit yourself to it, Daddy. Commit yourself to it.
You got it. I'll tell you what, we're looking at those assassins, and we're looking at them tomorrow. If there's anybody that knows how to kick a little bit of butt, well, then you looking at the guy right here. I jumped him all over the place. I never thought I'd see Dusty Rhodes as my partner. But the assassins, tomorrow is going to be your day. Tomorrow in that Omni, Dusty Rhodes and I, Dusty Rhodes and Ole Anderson, for the first time ever anywhere in Atlanta at the Omni. You know we can do it. I told you we were going to run them Russians out of town, and we did. And now, assassins, we're coming for you. We're coming for the assassins. Dusty Rhodes and Ole Anderson, we're coming to the Omni tomorrow, and we're going to kick some butt down there at that Omni.
Ooh, there you have it. And quite a situation indeed now. And they are, well, knowing those two, they have committed. So tomorrow at the Omni, then, it will be Dusty Rhodes and Ole Anderson against the Masked Assassins. And quite a startling turn of events. But to my mind, first time ever putting those two men together, Ole Anderson and Dusty Rhodes, tag team partners tomorrow at the Omni against the Assassins.
In case he has some trouble reading the contract, darling, this is the man that he is going to have to wrestle.
Let me tell you something, Gordon Austin, give me a call to come down here and take care of a little business. Well, this big onion head, Baron Onion Head, as he calls him. Well, tomorrow night in the Omni, let me tell you something, I'm going to start. I've been away a little while, but I'm going to start in Omni tomorrow night. Baron Von Reschke, you get ready. You got the claw. I got this nasty lariat, brother, and I'm coming at you. Right, Austin?
As far as the butcher, it can be the butcher. It can be the baker. It can be the candlestick maker. I'm going to run over you, darling, in the Omni. Me and Hanson.
That's right. I know the butcher. I know all about that butcher, too. Let me tell you. But Reschke, get ready. I love you to try to strap this on this nasty head of mine. You can't hurt this head of mine. It's too ugly. So my lariat can put a little damage on that big smug of yours tomorrow night, Omni. I'm coming, brother.
And I'll say, too, another reminder right now. Remember, it will be Dusty Rhodes and Ole Anderson. That's right. You heard me correctly. Dusty Rhodes and Ole Anderson as tag team partners against the Assassins. And we see the return of Stan the Man Hansen. It's all happening tomorrow night.
Time limit. Introducing first from Canada, weighing in at 280 pounds, Bruiser Bob Sweetan. As opponent from Nashville, Tennessee, weighing in at 232 pounds, the national television champion, Wildfire Tommy Rich.
Wildfire Tommy Rich, the television champion, going up against Bruiser Bob Sweetan. And as you heard Tommy say, he was putting that title on the line. And I have to admire this young man because legally he is only required to defend that title once every 30 days. But Tommy has been a fighting champion. Leapfrog by Rich, a takedown, an arm drag takedown. Sweetan trying to roll away from that, and Rich keeps the arm bar. Rich, you talk about an electric young man. He is indeed. Sweetan caught him that time. Crashing down, Rich rolled out of the way. Rich catches him again, another arm drag takedown. Bruiser Bob Sweetan looking at that television title, that mansion on the hill. But Tommy Rich might just turn that into a mansion of misery for him. Rich keeping the pressure on. Sweetan will have to be fighting the clock as well as Rich if he is to gain that television championship. Rich in trouble here. And Sweetan beginning to try and dominate the situation. Rick knocked from the ring through that center rope. Coming up very slowly in Sweetan. Definitely. Rich up and over his man, a rolling reverse. Sweetan broke it up, however. And again, Rich gets him into a full arm drag and twist. Sweetan makes it to the ring ropes, forces the break. Television championship on the line here in Sweetan. Nursing a left arm now. And Sweetan catches Rich coming in. A polo-type forearm that puts Rich back to the canvas. Double rear chin lock now by Sweetan. Tommy Rich now. I'm sure you can hear that chant being picked up by the folks here at the television sports arena. And Rich in trouble as Sweetan must be coming across that. And Sweetan now. One to the base of the skull, another one to the base of the skull, Sweetan. Now Rich explodes to the midsection, explodes again. And we're liable to see a Pier Sixer here. Rich escapes with a full arm drag and twist. Sweetan pulls him back to the turnbuckle. Sweetan catches him on the break. Sweetan now with a front headlock. A quick word of thanks to our crew today on camera, Skip Haney, Judy Webb, and Chris Rakoff. On audio, Dan Mosley. On tapes, Russ McGonigal. On video, Doug Bigman. And my director, of course, is Mike Allen. Tommy Rich on the canvas. Now, Sweetan driving, trying to get him overturned if he can. Rich powers out before that count of three, however. Good reversal by Rich here. And it's Rich now putting tremendous pressure on that hammerlock. Sweetan on the canvas. Notice how Rich is utilizing his body weight. Coming all the way around on Sweetan. Sweetan reaching out for that rope, but it's just too far away. And so Rich now concentrating. And now Sweetan makes it to the ropes. And that forces the break. But Sweetan's got to have trouble with that left arm. And Tommy Rich closes in on it again. Sweetan explodes with a bomb, but Rich does too. Sweetan dazed that time as Rich applies even more pressure. Sweetan a boot to the midsection. Tommy Rich retaliates in kind. And now time becoming an ally of Tommy Rich. Rich smashed into that turnbuckle, and Sweetan. Time rapidly running out, and Sweetan is going to have to score that pinfall or that submission hold very quickly. And Rich in trouble on those ropes. And I hope Tommy Rich's comments weren't prophetic when he said that he may get a chance to try and get out of that pile driver. Because obviously if Sweetan can get him in any position for that pile driver, that's exactly what he's going to do. But Rich now fires away, catches the Sweetan, crashes him into that turnbuckle. Sweetan now the one hanging on. Rich fires him into the turnbuckle again. Rich uncorks that Tennessee right hand as Sweetan staggered. Rich with an elbow to the forehead of Sweetan. And so it is Sweetan now. Catches Rich coming in. And again, Rich feels the sting of the canvas on his back, but powers out before the count of three. And Rich swinging wildly, that time missed. Sweetan closes in. Grazing blows across the midsection. Rich fired off. Caught him in the vertical body block. No, sir. Sweetan powered out. Rich misses with a flying drop kick. And Sweetan. And this may be it. Sweetan will try and go for that pile driver. Sweetan trying to set him in. Tommy Rich driving forward. Blocks him from getting that pile driver.
At the very beginning, to talk to us. I got a surprise for Austin. One of the reasons I asked him to stop by today, that we're going to show him and the fans at the same time in just a moment. But first, we're also going to ask Austin, who's been quite a surprise himself, about, well, I have to put it this way, Austin, a change in attitude lately with you. You seem to have more followers than ever before.
Well, I've had a lot of things happen in my life. Just I'm sure that everybody has in their life. You have ups and downs, and you have peaks and valleys and whatnot. But as you well know, Fred, that in life we must meet our obstacles. We must meet our bumps in the road. We must meet our detours, and we must overcome. And I believe that's the whole thing right now. I've had to pick up the pieces, overcome what's happened to me in my past. But as far as I'm concerned, I am still the greatest of all time. I'm still the prettiest. I want you to get a good close-up of this face and take a good look right now. And I hope there's millions of women out there aren't fainting right now. I'm sure that there still is a lot of jealousy when people look at Austin Idol and they say, why can't I be like him? Well, it's just like I said before, when the man upstairs made me, he threw the mold away. I'm just like this Swiss-made Rolex watch. I'm built to perfection, and Idolmania is rolling along.
Well, I'll say this. You haven't lost none of your modesty. We were worried about that, but I see you haven't. And, of course, when it comes to people like Harley Race, the world's heavyweight champion, or the incredible man from Sudan, Abdullah the Butcher, or Baron von Raschke, several of those have come to your attention and mean they're a special target for you.
Well, really, when you stop and think about it, maybe I'm a special target for them. You know, in the past, I was accused of being Harley Race's paid assassin or his hitman or however you want to say it. But the fact of the matter is, like I said before 1,000 times, I sold the man a tract of land out right outside of Las Vegas for $25,000, which he paid me in cash. And for some strange reason, he thought this was going to be a lasting relationship. And as far as this goes, you and me, Race, we have nothing in common. Matter of fact, I've got more talent in my little finger than you've got in your whole body.
Austin, I tell you what, we do have a surprise for you and for the wrestling fans. A group, you know, we hear from a lot of people, a lot of different people in different walks of life. They have different approaches. They like the wrestling because it is the king of sports. They like some of the men in it for whatever the reasons. But this group, the Idolaters by name, came to us. Darrell Rhodes was their leader and said, we have written a tune, an original tune about this man, the universal heartthrob. And they came by the studio one day, and this is the result. I want you to see it and the fans to see it. Here it is.
Heartthrob! You know that Dusty is a blob, and Wrestler 2 is such a slob compared to Heartthrob. You call number 2 a neck-sucking dog. He even made fun of his family. Well, he said he had one word to say to you, pal. Indeed, Harley Race. Soon the mat will meet your face, and you'll go down in disgrace. A second place, Harley Race. Well, is that really wrestler number 2? Well, how can I know for sure? Hey, let me take off that mask. An imposter! Ow, Ric Flair! Man, I think you're nowhere. I bet you even dye your hair. Ugh, what a square. I mean, L7. Heartthrob! You got that Vegas leg lock. You don't need no drop kick to beat an escaped convict. Yeah! Heartthrob! Come on, come on, come on, come on now! Heartthrob! With the body of Apollo and the mind of Einstein. Heartthrob! Yeah, he's the hero and you're the zero. Heartthrob! Let's rock! Let's do the Vegas leg. Heartthrob! Come on out, wrestler number 2. We know you're in there. Take off that mask. Don't sit down and imposter. Take off that mask. We're gonna send you. We're gonna send you back into the pen. We're gonna take you back to Alcatraz. Come on out.
Well, Austin, what do you think of Heartthrob?
Darling, it's just like I have said since the first day I came to Georgia, and that proves it. Idomania is the hottest thing that the world of professional wrestling has ever known. And that is the proof in the pudding. And that's why I say there was only one Caesar in Rome, and there's only one Caesar in wrestling, darling. And you're looking at him right here, 242 pounds. Las Vegas, Nevada, entirely too hot to handle.
Well, you heard Heartthrob, an original tune done by the Idolaters, Austin Idol. And Austin, whatever your philosophy, we enjoy having you here and wish you continued good luck, because in your quest for the top ladder, which is, of course, everyone's quest in professional wrestling or any other walk or rung of life, I think you're achieving it more and more every day.
This is it right here. Truly, the women's pet and the men's regret. In the world of wrestling, you haven't seen nothing yet. You're looking at him right here, the number one attraction in wrestling.
Thank you, Austin. You've heard from Austin Idol. We have a lot more to do, a lot of matches, a lot of interviews for you. So stand by for action on the best of championship wrestling. We'll be right back.
Certainly a very extremely powerful competitor. Stan the Man Hansen, welcome back to Georgia.
Well, thanks, Gordon. It's good to be back here in Georgia. You know, I am a little bit controversial. You know, this is a controversial sport. You got to go in there, like I've always said, do what you got to do to be a winner. I think the people here in Georgia and all through the country know that when the chips are on the table, I'll do what I have to do to be a winner. It's good to be back.
Well, it's certainly very, very nice to have you back. And, of course, you're starting off with a tough opponent tonight, in the Omni. You're facing Baron von Raschke.
That's right. You know, of course, Raschke is one of the top athletes in professional wrestling, and he's a great amateur and all this stuff. But I understand he's been just running over people, putting his claw. He's done a lot of damage. Well, I'm back in here in Georgia, you know. Austin Isla called me. He said he needed some help dealing with these people. Well, I'm here, Austin, and I'm going to try my best. And tonight, in just a little while, I'm going to go out to the ring, and I'm going to take that Raschke. And if he wants to put that big old claw of his on my head, go ahead, because I got something I think is just as bad and nasty, and that's called the lariat.
I'd like to remind you, too, wrestling returns to Marietta next Sunday night, but tonight you've got Abdullah.
Well, Baron von Onionhead, first of all, tried to make the ultimate move in this game of chess that he is playing. Well, I've got him in checkmate now because he has to go over Hansen. And Abdullah, you remember one thing. I'm coming for you, darling, and I'm going to slap my Las Vegas leg lock on you and snap your legs.
And also to Big Red. First of all, we saw Terry Taylor in action not too terribly long ago, and a sensational young athlete with his eyes, of course, on that Georgia Junior Heavyweight Championship.
Well, that's exactly right, Mr. Soley. I'm very happy to be here in the Georgia area. A lot of things going on. And my number one goal right now is to try and get that Junior Heavyweight Championship. The champion now is Kevin Sullivan. He's a very tough man, and I know that. And I've geared myself in my training towards Kevin Sullivan.
Okay, let me take a moment to talk to Big Red, because he's been watching his bruiser, Bob Sweetan, and I know that you seem to feel that you can walk away from that pile driver.
Hey, walk away, run away, skip away. You know, that man might keep that $1,000 for 950,000 years because he always picking his opponents or who to put it on, you know what I mean? But why he can't see Big Red, one of the biggest men?
His opponent also from Florida, weighing in at 225